Hi folks, here we are, Wednesday, May 13th. Damn, you know, the year is almost half over. It doesn't seem like we've accomplished much. But here we are at Nesbitt's Island Coffee, still closed, 1995 Island Highway, Campbell River. And just another showing today. I've got some, like, as always, some links that you might or might not find intriguing. If you're looking at the Dean of Counterculture, George Carlin, if you're not familiar with Carlin, and you have your children watching with you, got to remember that Carlin's language was pretty raw. So, but it's a neat clip from years ago. And other than that, I suppose I was watching the news where McGill and UBC and Simon Fraser going to be online for their first semester. P&E closed, won't be opening this year. The C&E won't open this year. And I'm sort of wondering, you know, everybody calls it, maybe you're one of those people who call it a conspiracy theory. But if you've been awake and watching over the last 20 years, and longer, but the last 20 years, it's really picked up steam, to see what we have allowed to happen to our society. And of course, a lot of people think it's just la-di-da, it's a much better place. And I'm wondering, as everybody's tucked in their homes and their rooms, like our illustrious Prime Minister, who climbs down his stairs and makes an announcement and goes back into his room. We're all doing similar things, I suppose. And I'm wondering if you realize the freedoms that we have sort of signed off on and given away. And most people still don't. Most people still think that the Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, we're well on our way to Agenda 2030. And if you don't believe that, you've been sleepwalking for the last 20 or 30 years. But the Committee of 300, Tavistock Institute, we're pretty much there. That blueprint is almost sort of done. And whether it's going to be for the good or the bad, I do not know. It's something, you know, as they say, young people used to rail against the system, and you know, I've been doing that since I was in grade 6, not like in this one world order, all this gobbledygook they've been sort of putting forth, because the rich get richer and everybody else gets more controlled. And we're, hey, now in Canada, we're all happy slaves. Everybody's getting some money. Hey, they even decided yesterday morning on the come out of my bedroom and talk at the top bottom of my stairs and hand out money, giving seniors $300 tax-free, just to help them through this pandemic. And it's sort of, like all the gifts, they haven't said when it'll happen. It'll be happening within weeks. They haven't figured it out yet. So it's sort of exciting. If you're a senior, you're going to get $25. That'll work to about an extra $25 a month. And so that's big dollars, you know, big dollars if you're on a really on a minimum senior income. $25, hell, you can go partying, right? You're going to have to be careful, because they're going to be getting a lot of noise complaints in the seniors centers as everybody is spending their loot. It's sort of intriguing. But anyway, as you can tell today, I'm sort of, because I realize what's happening, and most people don't. Or I think maybe many do, but they don't want to admit it. And most people don't want to go against the grain. They want to sort of suffer in silence and hope it'll go away. And I think we're almost past the tipping point. And if people don't stand up and say, look, we've had enough of this bullshit, let's get real. And I mean, that's the grassroots people. You can't rely on your politicians to do it. You know, I used to think Harper was one of those renegades who might change things, but then you find out he is on the committee of 300. It's like Trudeau, and he's part of this whole package. You know, politicians get bought up pretty easily. It's like the Bryan Adams thing. Like I say, you wonder who's stirring that soup pot. And when you sort of dig through, I've got a link onto that. Who's stirring the soup? Rebel News did some research. You know, they have access to more things than I do, and they got there quicker to find out who is this lady that's screaming racism. And you know, the first thing people do is they use that word to sort of dispel anything or anybody's arguments. If you're trying to head things off at the pass. And when you see who controls some of the news media, there's nothing about racism. It's the Communist Party of China with their dirty fingers in everywhere, trying to manipulate news and do things. And the West does that as well. We're all, you know, our supposedly upper end people are all sort of up to their elbows in crap. But anyway, short one today. Check out the links. They're a lot more interesting than this little spiel was, but especially the energy, frequency, and vibration is an interesting concept. Take care. Bye for now.